Adelaide and I'm the Deputy CEO at inCommunity Inc. This year we launched our very first study tour for our Connect team, which is our housing and homelessness team. Our why here at inCommunity is to inspire people so that they believe that they can. So it's really important for us to inspire our staff as practitioners to be able to do the important work that they do.
My name is Mark Davidson and I'm the Manager of Service Delivery for inCommunity Connect and Bed Down. I guess the concept behind, or the idea behind the study tour was to give our staff an opportunity to see how housing and homelessness services support communities in other areas of Australia, just to give us a bit of a broader view of what's working well locally and things that we can do differently, but also just to broaden the horizons of our staff.
So I'm Brett, or Briggsy people call me, and I have worked in the outreach team and for inCommunity, I'd say, for like 4 or 5 years now.
Hi, my name is Susie. I'm a case manager here at inCommunity and I work within the Youth Mobile Support Program, the SPIN, Supporting People in Housing program for young people, within our Outreach Women's program and also within our Crisis Accommodation program.
G'day, my name is Aaron. I'm a case manager and I work in the outreach team and in the IHRA team. I worked for inCommunity for 10 years. I've just had a 2-year hiatus and I'm back, and it's really good to see the old faces and some new faces, and yeah, it's really good to be back. During the study tour I went up to Cairns and visited one of our Tenancy Skills Institute workers up there, Gav, and he took us around to a few programs in Cairns, which was great. Yeah, so we went to the female shelter, Douglas House as well. It's one of the programs where they take the people that are sleeping rough straight into housing, so it's really good to see how that was going for them and what worked.
I think that was probably my biggest takeaway from Douglas House, was how connected they are in their community. So like they've got the cafe there that they're teaching apprenticeships and certificates through, and there's a woodworking shed out the back there, so they're all so connected in with their community and what the community can help, I guess, come together with people who are in a tough period of their life and being able to support them in a way that is holistic and is supporting and empowering, more than just giving someone a handout. It's more about giving people a hand up, and I really love that about Douglas House.
One of the things that I loved about Cairns and the Cairns community from what we saw was this real sense of like togetherness and collaboration across different services. That was really nice. Another thing I love about North Queensland in general, but also in particular Cairns, was this sense of not being hasty in making decisions. When they were dealing with the people that they were supporting, they were really slow to move in the best way possible, making sure they're very present with people. Even the space reflected that. Like the space was, the houses and the supported accommodation we visited was beautiful. It was well kept, and there was this sense of peace over it. I know that sounds strange, but it was, yeah, you could really sense that there. And the workers that we engaged with as well, they really had a heart for what they were doing. It didn't seem clinical, it seemed really relational.
In Cairns, everyone really works well together. The programs from different organisations tend to work well together as well. So it's like if one of the places was going for funding, the other organisations would welcome that and encourage them to do that, because they knew that it would benefit their clients as well. So
I think dealing with crisis, and especially in our landscape in Ipswich and surrounding, there is, as you know, so much pressure on the housing sector, and we're dealing with a lot of long-term homeless and people that are in crisis, whether it's mental health, drug and alcohol, housing. There's just so many compounding factors in the pressure cooker of homelessness. It's not all just physical homelessness, there's mental homelessness, spiritual homelessness. There's a lot of homelessness stuff going on, loss of connection. In Cairns, primarily, there's a lot of Indigenous and First Nations people up there, and they have that loss of connectiveness with land and other things, and finding home and place, and not rushing into the world of just doing, but actually being present with people. And a lot of times the homelessness issue, people can feel very invisible and like that they're lost and that they're not seen, and if they are seen, they're ignored. So one thing I really liked about what I saw in Cairns was this sense of making people be known and making people be seen. I try to do that a lot in my life, but watching Gav even on the streets, always waving at the aunties and uncles around the place and saying, hey, how are you? Like, and just really making a conscious effort to make sure people are seen. And it's great to be, I guess we do that in our work, but to be on the other end of that was amazing.
Yes, my name is Rachel. Hello, I'm a case manager and I work in the Connect team in the youth shelter.
Hi, my name's Kath. I'm from the Connect team and I work in the IHRF program.
Hi, I'm Drew Rickard. I work for inCommunity. I'm a case manager with the Youth Crisis Accommodation program. So I was fortunate enough to be able to go to Canberra. During that time, we visited 3 main services. It was Bernardo's, Our Place, Youth Foyer. We also went and saw the Y there, and also as well as that Common Ground.
One of the things I learned while I was away, we went to a place called Common Ground, and it's a huge big facility where lots of people can come and live. They take young people, old people, families, people with disabilities, anyone. I loved the fact that they had communal areas. So they had a huge big barbecue space area. They had a big common area where they could come and have meals and do cooking classes or just come and cook for each other. They had a library. They had a huge big hall area that they could use for parties if they wanted to. They had a garden that they all kind of pitched in. Apparently they were all really passionate about it and had lots of yummy food growing in there. And it was just nice to get that sense of community. And it was affordable housing as well. So that, yeah, was pretty fantastic. I've always liked that sense of community and getting in touch with other local organisations and getting them on board to work together with our clients, with us. So I think like looking at the Common Ground model, and I know that they all live in the one space and they can have that little sense of community within themselves. And I think we do that well at the shelter, but I think it'd be great if we could incorporate some more services to come on board and, offer some other services to our clients as well.
I guess for the youth foyer, that was more obviously for young people in an environment, but more an earning and learning that was part that had to be triggered that I thought was really kind of important. I just think young people to be engaged in something such as earning or learning is good for the the shelter environment and also themselves.
The Y, they have a great rental affordability program called Rentwell. Very interesting, makes use of existing sort of the landlords, private landlords that want to support affordable housing. Really good to see it in action. Just I guess the mix of social affordable housing and the facilitation of the community spaces and bringing people together.
My name's Luke and I work as part of the outreach team.
Hi, my name's Chrissy. I work in the youth shelter and I'm one of the case managers.
Hey there, I'm Ben. I work for inCommunity and I'm in a unique position as a case manager working across 5 different programs: Dignity Food Relief, Breakfast Club, Outreach, the SPIN program and Youth Mobile Support. So on the recent study tour, I went to Melbourne and Ballarat. We visited a youth shelter in Ballarat and the drug court in Ballarat, and then we went to a youth foyer in Glen Waverley. So probably the biggest thing that stood out for me on the study tour was visiting the drug court and just seeing the journey that they take people who have offended with drugs on, rather than simply giving them time in a jail. So seeing that therapeutic response and having a multidisciplinary team working together for the benefit of the client just seemed fantastic to me.
In regards to the drug court, I found it really interesting with the therapeutic approach as opposed to just the criminalising, and seeing how they can support them through the rehabilitation process. It was really interesting, and the outcomes they're getting. I also enjoyed visiting the youth foyer in Melbourne and seeing that space and how their program works. The setup, the layout, there's lots of accommodation there, really supportive, lots of programs, and also the earning and learning focus, so seeing the client through from their crisis into that transition and really flourishing.
At the youth shelter that we visited, the way that it was set up I thought was really great. Each unit had 2 bedrooms and 2 young people shared the unit together, so giving them those independent skills for shared living spaces I thought was fantastic. Having that environment, but also having the staff there supportive on site 24/7.
It was a fascinating time gleaning a lot of insights from those organisations. Probably the one for me was when we went to the youth foyer and we got to see the way they did things. But interestingly for me, the takeaway was they have a 2-year program for their young people, so they're very intentional with the markers along the way of what they want their young people to do and participate in, and that for me was an interesting one with some of the programs we run. So for the outreach team, one of the things that we're working on is how we bring people into that program and then how we work with them along the way. So just having really clear markers along the way of the goals that we want them to hit so that they can have great success in their outcomes is big for us. It's always good just seeing just how different people do things in a different location.
The really important part of today was also just that really consultative process we had where we drew on everyone's on-the-ground experience, insights, as I said, ideas, and giving people permission to come up with ideas and not think it's a job for management or leadership, that actually we are all part of the solution.
I've really enjoyed today from start to finish actually. So just being able to be together offline as a team, working together, brainstorming together, sharing together and moving the service together in a focus, so we can all be on the same page. I think it benefits the team, the company and also the community and the clients that we work with.
Yeah, I think any opportunity to come together as a team, all in different departments, I guess you could say, and in different roles, but to come together and actually talk through things because we have a common purpose is very, very beneficial for me, and to celebrate wins and also to come up with creative solutions. I think it's so good.
So I've been with inCommunity for 4 weeks and I'm absolutely loving being engaged in such an innovative and collaborative organisation. So today I've really learnt a lot from my colleagues who have been in the industry for many years. It's also been really good for them to hear from fresh eyes from myself and Taylor, who's also new to the organisation. It's been fantastic to fine-tune those processes and really help unpack a lot of the procedural side of things so we can get better outcomes for our clients.
I've loved the time we've spent together today as a team. I think the growing sense of unity that we're leaving from this space with is so valuable.
I love seeing my colleagues, 100%. It's seeing everyone is always a good thing, and sort of like having that engagement and reigniting that engagement definitely.